Hey everyone, Shabba Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of the Gibraltar Challenge here. You may notice one thing if you have seen the last episode, and that is this result here versus Man 62. Now, we ended last episode losing 2-0 to Man 62, but I must have... I don't know what happened. I must have not saved the game properly because when we came back on, I still had to play this one. I played it and we lost again, which is not very nice. We lost 2-0 before. This time we lost 1-0, goal by Jason Lee Oliveira. Now, since the last time I've seen you, as you can see, I played 3 matches against Gibraltar United, Lincoln and Angels. Now, before I show you the results in them, I will also show you that we have had a transfer window. So let's have a quick look at who we brought in, because I'm very happy with some of these signings. Right. So as you can see, Tristan Sargent was the last guy we brought in over the summer. So Ashley Riley is the first one. As you can see, a massive £27,500, mainly because I completely cocked it up, basically. Ashley Riley is a good young player. He's got a lot of potential. As you can see, right back, left back. So a great player to have in the squad. Can really fit in at quite a lot of positions. Teamwork fantastic. Work rate fantastic. Stats going up. So I'm really happy to have him. The only problem is that instead of making an offer of 0 like I normally do in Gibraltar, for some reason that seems to work, I signed him on a contract and I had to pay £27,500 as compensation for signing the player up. So that's a little bit annoying, but as you can see, he played 10 games for Lincoln Red Imps this season. I know he's come in, he's played 2 for us as well. So that's was one transfer. I quite like him. And then, of course, the player I told you all about beforehand, we'd signed Joseph. We signed him back in September, but of course, it was only about a week or so after the last transfer window ended. So we had to wait for him. And as you can see, he's a very good player. Not only that, he's actually the #1 choice left back for Gibraltar. He's got 26 caps as well. So he is now our most capped player. 29 years of age, so I think we're going to get a good few years out of him. He is signed up until the end of 2018. So yeah, we got him looking pretty... Oh, maybe not. He's signed till the end of 2017 there by the looks of it. Maybe we need to offer a new contract. I thought I'd already done this. Ah, he's only just signed a new deal, so he doesn't want to speak to us yet. Okay, that's not made for him. That's a good signing as well. Christopher Remarino, another really good signing. As you can probably see, there's a little bit of a theme coming on here. All defenders. Now, Remarino, again, you should see heading 11, tackling 11, marking 9. Some pretty good mental attributes as well. So he is a really good defender. Prefers to play out left, but I've been playing him as more of a centre-back. I thought our defence was a little bit weak this season, so I've been trying to do whatever I can to try and strengthen it up. As you can see, he actually used to play for Europa Point. Left there back in 2015 to join St. Joseph's. Now that was obviously before the game started, I think he went to St. Joseph's. So we brought him back in now, and he's looking like a pretty good player actually. I really like him. 24 years of age as well, quite young still. And then our final one, this is the one that I think's had the biggest impact so far. His name is Michael Luke. Now, what a player. You can already see, look, finishing 15, first touch 12, heading 10, composure 12, determination 14, off the ball 12. This man is a natural striker, as you can see by his first 2 games we played him. 2 appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist, 2 at man. He's played 2 matches and got man of the match in both. That's how good he's been. An average rating of 8.2 across those matches. He's been fantastic for us. Again, a free transfer from Lincoln Red Imps. They got some really good regen players last season. And I've basically just been trying to steal some of them. But this guy is just outstanding. So he's going to get a lot of football. And he's actually been touted to be called up for the next Gibraltar squad as well at the age of 16. So one to really look out for in the future. So back to the matches I played off camera. The first one was against Gibraltar United. Now this was before the transfer window took effect. As you can see, it was a goal by Tristan Sargent in the 26th minute. We dominated the game. Well, we didn't dominate the game, actually, did we? It was a pretty even game, but we got the 1-0 victory. Not really much else I can tell you about that one. It's a bit of a difficult one. Hard fought, I think. Then we played off against Lions. Again, only a 1-0 victory. Struggled a bit, but the goal by the debutant Michael Luke in the 9th minute was enough to do it. And then, of course, the third and final match, the better one at the better one at the lowest. As you can see, Michael Luke with 2 goals. Isaac Cortez with 1 as well, with the 3-0 win over Angels. And before that match, we were second. The Angels were third. So that was a big, big victory for us, because that now means, if you look at the league table, we are now 8 points clear of 3rd position. So we've sort of got ourselves locked in here in the 2nd position. We're only 3 points away from top as well. So I think we are actually going to mount a championship challenge this season. That seems to be the way it's going. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, back to the schedule. Today we're going to play 3 games. I think we're going to play Gibraltar Red Imps, or Lincoln Red Imps, St. Joseph's and Glasses United. 3 very difficult games. And then I'll probably play Man 62 offline, and then we'll come back for the Senior League Cup semi-final, the Lynx and the Olympique Rock Cup. Because the Rock Cup is the one that I really want to try and win this season. If we don't finish top of the first division, then winning the Rock Cup will still get us into the Europa League. So that is our main sort of target for this season. That's what we're hoping to get. So enough of my blabbing on. Let's get straight into our first match, the big one, against Lincoln Red Imps. And here we are, and surprisingly, we are massive, massive favourites in this one. I'm surprised how strong favourites we are. We are 1-6, and Lincoln Red Imps are 10-1. Remember, Lincoln Red Imps have dominated Gibraltarian football now for about 15 years. Didn't win the league last year. It was won by Europa FC, and it looks like Gibraltar Red Imps or Lincoln Red Imps are just on free fall. Let's see if we can take full advantage of this. As you can see, we are sticking with the 4-4-2, which has been quite good for us this year. It's not my favourite formation, but we've just got the players that fit it quite perfectly. So, we are going with Callum McDonald in goal, as always, our strong goalkeeper. Stats going up, even better, and he is obviously 2 caps for Gibraltar. Trying to get him back as the #1 choice for Gibraltar, but Will Britt seems to have that one firmly in his place at the moment. We're going to start with Joseph at left back. Joseph is struggling. He's played he's played 1 game for us and 1 substitute appearance, but of course he's lacking match fitness because he's been a free agent since the summer. We've tried to give him a couple of reserve games as well. He's getting there, but I still think he's probably our best choice at left back. In the middle, we have good old Steve Cooper, our regen from last year. Been absolutely fantastic for us this season. And, of course, alongside him, we're going to have another new signing, Christopher Remarino. Again, a very good player. On the right-hand side, we have Ashley Riley playing his third game for us, but his 12th game in the league this season. As you see, his stats are going up as well. He looks like a very good player. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him in the future. Neil Montegriffo, a player that's really come out of it. He didn't have the best of starts for us, but now he's really doing well. Picked up 6 assists in the league now, which is incredible. Of course, he was the highest assists in the league last year. We've got Jack Yeboah at centre midfield, again, a very good player. Done quite well for us this season. 3 assists and a goal and 2 player of the matches to his name as well. Another one of our regens from last year. Alongside him, we've got Tristan Sargent, our signing from the summer. 1 cap for Gibraltar now. Some really good stats as well for this level. On the right-hand side, we've got Frank Evans. Good old Frank Evans is just incredible. He really is. Again, he has got 6 assists altogether if you include the League Cup. Been absolutely great for us this season. And, of course, up front, we've got the ever-present Hulk, who's just been incredible. Again, 7 goals, 3 assists. And alongside him, our new signing, Michael Luke. And as you can tell, that means that Isaac Cortez is now on the bench alongside Tony Ball. So 2 fantastic players are confined to the bench, as is Lee Casquera as well, our big summer signing and one of the biggest players in Gibraltar. But I think he's about to be overtaken by some of these young players. But let's see how we get on. Let's get into the game. Now, this is one that I really think that we need to win. I think we need to win all of our games this episode to stay in touch with Europa Point, because we have still got a fantastic chance of winning this league. And if we do, of course, we go into the Champions League, and that is one of our main aspirations in this game. This save is all about making Gibraltarian football as strong as possible, and by getting one of their clubs into the Champions League and hopefully as far into the Champions League as possible, get a bit of money, try and become professional, get our own stadium. That's the aim, really. And then at some point, of course, take over the Gibraltar national side as well. That's why I'm trying to bring through a lot of Gibraltarian youngsters. Europa Point. I've had a look at Europa Point. We are Europa Point. I've had a look at Europa FC, our current title rivals. They have no Gibraltarian players in their first squad. All their players are either Spanish or Portuguese. So we're really fighting the corner now for Gibraltarian football. And I'm hoping that we can win that battle. And especially, it's going to be good because a lot of our players are going to be called up for the national side. And at the moment, I think we've got 3 or 4 players, maybe 5 players in the national setup. And with the new transfers we've made, it looks like Jeff Wood, the current Gibraltar manager, is looking at calling up even more, including our new striker, of course, Michael Luke, who's just been incredible. I'm hoping you'll get to see some good stuff out of him today. Yeboah, there is Luke, sees the pass to Hulk. Hulk gets tackled by Nolan. It's a back pass there, bit of a dangerous back pass, but Raul Navas comes out with the ball. He comes very far out of the ball. He's still coming out with the ball. Plays it. It's taken down really well to Donald, and Yeboah doesn't get it tackled. Palmer now on the ball. Plays it back to Walter, back up to McDonald. Come on, guys, get this ball back. I'm not happy the fact that they're getting a lot more highlights so far than we are. This is a match that we're heavy favourites to win, and we probably should be because we brought two of their best players. Now, Jay McDonald there is a player I also tried to sign, but he's not interested in coming to us at the moment. He doesn't think we have the... he doesn't think that we have the ability to match his aspirations, even though we are a much stronger team than what he's currently playing for. So, yeah, I'm really confused by that. Hopefully we'll be able to get hold of him because I think he is, again, one of the highest potential players in Gibraltar. That's what my scouts are saying anyway. My scouts are not fantastic. Obviously they won't be because we're in Gibraltar, but I'm thinking that we can really do... I'm thinking we can really get some special players in. Now, I want to change some structure because I don't think it's working too well. So I'm going to go to fluid, let the players float around the pitch and show us what they can do. Normally we need the likes of Frank Evans and Montegriffo to make something happen, but there's Joseph with the free kick, and there's Hulk. It's in. Hulk found absolutely tons of space in the middle of the penalty area from that free kick, and Europa Point lead 1-0. Wow, where did that come from? I got a bit confused. I thought the game had finished. I was waiting for everyone to walk off. Just look how much space. Hulk's the only one who seems to run forward. And he's just there on his own to knock it into the back of the net. Well, fantastic. There's me going on about Michael Luke and how many goals he's going to score for us this season. And it's his strike partner, Hulk, that gets the goal. Steve Cooper's nicked up a knock. Of course, it's only a head injury, so he might be okay to stay on the pitch. It's a bit annoying, though, because he is one of our best defenders, if not our best defender, actually. Should I bring on Isaac Cortez? I think maybe. Hulk did score the goal, but I just want to show you guys a lot more of Michael Luke. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring on Tony Ball at right midfield. I'm going to take off Yeboah, and I'm going to move Frank Evans into the middle and bring Tony Ball on. So we're going to bring our two stronger players off of the bench onto the pitch to try and get that second goal, because that's going to be an all-important second goal. If we can get it, then I'll be confident we can go on and finish this match off and pick up the victory. If it goes their way, then that's when we get the problems. Because at the moment, I think they're dominating... well, they've had a couple more shots than we have. Yeah, they've had a couple more shots than we have. They have 3 more shots than we have now. And Isaac Cortez has picked up a knock as well. Come on, guys, just hold it out now. So I'm going to go back to structured. I'm going to go to counter-attack. And you watch us concede a goal now. Smith with a throw-in. There's McDonald, the player I've been trying to sign. Plays it in to Richards. And, oh, come off it, ref. He went down before the tackle was even made. That is absolute crap, referee, and you know it is. I'm not impressed by that at all. And now we're going to end up conceding a goal with 12 minutes left. That is just not... Well, we might save it, but like I said, I've not seen a single penalty saved so far in this career mode. And that's not the first one. Oh, that is not the not what I was hoping for. Right, so I think we're going to have to try and go win this one. I don't know why, I just feel like we need to win this one. We need to go all out to do so. So I'm going to bring Cortez across to his favoured left hand. Well, he's actually better as a striker. Let's keep him as a striker. We'll just bring Monty. We'll leave Montegriffo where he is. We'll put Ball to his strongest position. We'll bring... Why is it going... It's already laggy at the moment. I don't know why. Maybe I should do it like... Maybe I should do it like that. Ball can play as an attacking midfielder. It's not his best position, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to play him as a shadow striker. Cortez as an advanced forward attack. And Luke as a poacher. That's his possession. Yeah, he's advanced forward is his best position. So we'll do that as well. And let's... do I want to bring on... Let's bring on Casquero maybe for... Do I want to go all out? I could go... Let's just go all out. Let's just bring Casquero on. Play Ball back at his favourite position. And we'll go back to the old-fashioned 4-4-2. And what's Casquero got? He's an inside forward as his best formation. Let's go for that. That took a long time, that substitution. I do apologise for that, but we're just trying to think of the best thing to do. And I really want to get the points in this one. We don't want to drop further behind Europa Point. We don't want to fall further behind Europa FC. We are Europa Point, aren't we? Oh, let's just go attacking for the last few seconds. And fluid. I'm just so disappointed. That Tony Ball, I brought him on the pitch and all he does is come on and concede a penalty. And we're going to end up drawing this one. It's our first draw of the season. Not the best way to start an episode. I'm trying to show you guys some of the fantastic new players I brought in the transfer window. And we go and draw a game that we were massive favourites to win. I'm not overly surprised we were favourites because we did buy two of the best players from Lincoln Red Imps. Well, that's just not. I'm not happy with that. Yeboah got man of the match with a 7.0 rating. That just shows how dire of a match it was. Let's tell them it's not good enough not to win that match. And they look fired up. So hopefully in the next game we can really hit home and get some momentum back on the go. As you see, they've got a game in hand on us now, Europa FC, and they're 2 points ahead. Let's hope that they don't manage to take full advantage of that. But let's go straight into our next match. And some good news. As you can see by the screen there, Lincoln Red Imps, after drawing with us, actually went on to defeat Europa FC. That's going to help us out. That really is going to help us out in the league. That now puts Europa FC 5 points ahead of us, and we have one game in hand. So we're going to be able to get to 2 points behind, which is what I'm trying to say. I think that last match of the season against Europa FC is going to be very important. When is that? That's going to be only next month. We've got a lot of games to play in the next 4 weeks, but yeah, that's going to be a massive match. That one that could decide the league. Definitely going to be one that we broadcast for you. And here we go with game number 2. Now, if we win this, we will go within 2 points of Europa FC at the top of the table, who have actually drawn in the Rock Cup quarterfinal. I can't believe that. Yeah, if we can defeat who we got in the Rock Cup, I can't remember. If we win our match in the Rock Cup, we will go through to play the winner of Europa FC and Lynx, which, judging by the fact that Lynx are bottom, I'm going to imagine it'll be Europa FC. So that could be a massive game once again. So it's be interesting. But yeah, as you can see, St. Joseph's have actually made the favourites for this one, which is a little bit odd, I thought. But let's have a quick look and see how we get on. They're playing 4-3-3, which is a very attacking formation, actually. It's not very often that teams in this division come and actually attack us. So we're sticking with our 4-4-2. We've had to make a couple of changes, forced obviously because of injuries. We brought Liam Joyce in to replace the injured Steve Cooper, who did get a knock in the head in the last match. He's going to be out for he's probably going to be out for the rest of the episode. But Liam Joyce, again, is a very good player, as you can see, with 13 tackling, 10 marking, 8 heading. He looks like a very good player. We've also brought in Isaac Carrito at right back, just to fill in for this match. Up into midfield, and we have brought in Aloane Gonzalez to replace Yeboah. I think he's actually on the bench for this one. Oh, he's not. Okay. And then up front, we've got Hulk and Luke. Now, of course, Isaac Cortez also got injured in the last match, so we've got Nuristani on the bench, who doesn't really play that much for us. But yeah, let's see how we get on this one. I'm expecting a better match and so a better result, hopefully. I want to really show you guys just how good Michael Luke is. I really do, but he's not been fantastic. He seems to be great when the cameras aren't running. As soon as the cameras are running, it's the entire team really. The entire team does really well until I start recording. But I would like a nice early goal just to try and settle my nerves. Joseph, you can see, is a little bit more worn out than some of the other players. That's because he did play another reserve game a couple of days ago just to try and build up his match sharpness. He's up to about 75 now, his match sharpness. Tristan Sargent plays it across to Frank Evans. Frank Evans is saved by Gonzalez Perez in goal. Can we continue the pressure here in the 5th minute? It's going to be a corner taken by Monty Griffo. There it goes in. It's headed by Joyce, but it's not going to go goalwards. And Lobato brings the ball out. Don't get caught on the break here, lads. I know they've got 3 up front as well, so we're really going to be struggling to get men back. It looks like we've managed to get the men back now. And Carrito, I thought he took him out. But the referee says play on, and now Michael Luke is on the ball as we break. Luke plays it across to Tristan Sargent. You see the space there Frank Evans got. He's got no mark. He's not marked at all. Frank Evans on the ball. Plays an early cross. It comes back out to Evans. Come on, Evans. Get the ball back in the box. He plays it out to the other side to Monty Griffo. Griffo plays it back across to Evans. These two just doing long passing. Oh, Franco takes it straight off Evans. There's too much faffing about there, lads. Get it in the box. You've got 2 fantastic strikers on the pitch. And they're playing back and forth. And there we go. We live to rue that wasted opportunity. St. Joseph's get the goal. I'm not happy at all. Why are we playing so badly this episode? It's been so good up until now. Granted, we're only 8 minutes in. There's still a chance we can turn this around and pick up the win, but we just don't seem to be playing very well. Like I said, I turn the cameras on, all of a sudden everyone goes to pot. One thing I'm really looking forward to is regen day, because I know sometimes we get some really good players. Last year, we were able to put 3 or 4 brand new players into our first team with regen day, because we got some really good ones through, including Steve Cooper, Frank Evans as well. We had Peachman, who's played a few games from the bench, a striker. And we've had some really good, another goalkeeper, Barry Green, who's just come back from a very long injury. He's been out all season. So we had some really good players last season. I'm really hoping that because we're now up in the Gibraltar main division, we might get some even better ones come through. So I can't remember when that is. I think it's beginning of March, and we're at the end of January now. So maybe in the next episode, or maybe the episode after, we should see them players. But I definitely will do it on camera. As soon as the players come through, I'll hit record. And of course, we'll go through them all individually and see how good they are, and if we're going to get any use out of them. And that is terrible defending. And they're through again. Manu with a cross. And they've hit the crossbar. And it's cleared by Liam Joyce. What is going on here? I might have to change the formation slightly just to spice things up a little bit. Right, what can I do here? What can I do? What can I do? I'm going to have to change something slightly. I'm thinking of dropping back Gonzalez there. Maybe do that. Maybe just to try and drop someone just deeper just to help out the defence, because at the moment they're really pressuring us. So I'm going to make some changes. Let's try and control the play as well. And we are on the attack now. Tristan Sargent is on the ball to Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a shot, and Gonzalez scores! We drop him back to defensive midfield and he becomes more dangerous. What a fantastic goal that was by Aloyun Gonzalez. I've got no idea how to pronounce his name. I've just been going for it the whole way through this game. So Joseph to Sargent. Sargent played it back to Gonzalez, who just saw the space and just took a rifled shot. That was lovely, that was. And we are equal. Thank God for that. I was starting to really worry about this match, but then again... Right, Remarino heads it. Are we going to be able to get a counter-attack on here? It looks like our little change in formation and style seems to have just sparked the game back in our favour slightly. Then again, they are attacking us again. Lopez. Back to Perez. And you see what I said in the last match? Not a lot of teams have a lot of Gibraltarian players. So that's really what I'm trying to do. Trying to force the Gibraltarian players through. And trying to develop the best players we possibly can for the national side. Because that's going to help us out in the long run as well. If we can get some really good Gibraltarian players that are going to be stars coming into the future, then that's going to help our national career when we finally get the opportunity to become a national manager. So players like Michael Luke, Montegriffo, Sargent, Evans, Joseph, Remarino, Joyce and McDonald are all Gibraltarian players. And it's 1-1 at half time. So I'm going to just try and encourage them. So I don't know if I'll go slightly different. I always seem to go passionate. Let's try something else. Let's try calmly telling they've been lucky. Is that going to work? It seemed to motivate a couple of guys. It's motivated the attacking players, which is probably the best thing for us. But still, I just feel a little bit weak in defence, and that's why I went into this transfer window looking for defenders. We brought in 3 brand new defenders. Granted, one of them is injured today, and one of them's still not match fit completely, but we're getting there, I think. The more they play together, probably the better they'll get anyway. Montegriffo went for the cross. It's been blocked for a throw-in. And it's their goal kick. Is this going to be good for us? It's a short goal kick to Trujillo. And they're trying to play their way out here. And I don't know if this is necessarily a good idea for them. And there's a big boot. Up to one of their 3. They've got 3 attacking players. That's what's really getting us at the moment, I think. They can play that long, direct ball. And it just seems to always find one of their 3 guys on him. Montegriffo's on the ball. Plays a big one through the middle to Hulk. Can Hulk see the run of Michael Luke? He does see Luke, but Luke's not made the run. Now Luke on the run. Plays a good ball across to Evans. Evans, good first touch, taking it wide. There's the cross. And Sargent's there, and Sargent scores. Sargent pounces on a defensive error, and we lead 2-1. Good old Tristan Sargent, second goal of the season. Second goal of his career here in Europa Point. And finally, things look like they're going to turn around and go the way we want them to. 2-1 we lead now. So we drew the last game. We're winning this one now. We need to obviously continue on with this. We need to hope that Europa FC drops some more points as well, because I can't imagine that we'll be able to get through the rest of the season winning every game. We're going to have to depend on Europa FC to drop some points. Hopefully, 3 of those points will be against us. Because like I said, that could really make or break our season. If we could defeat Europa FC, that could really make or break us. Michael Luke now drops it back to Gonzalez, into Sargent. Sargent back to Joseph. Plays it back to Remarino. Forward to Gonzalez, to Sargent. Oh, Sargent sees the runner, Frank Evans. Fantastic ball. Can Evans get it across? He does. And it's to Monty Griffith, who turns up late and puts it into the back of the net. And there we are, 3-1. And things are looking like they're finally coming back to our favour now. Which is fantastic. That's the situation I want to be in. I don't want to be struggling at 2-1 and the fear that we're going to concede another goal. It was a great little ball by Frank Evans. I'd like to think that he intended that ball to Monty Griffith. Was that Monty Griffith's first ever goal? I don't recall him scoring any earlier in the season, but Frank Evans with another 2 assists, and he is just an assist machine. Now Joseph with the free kick, it's into Hulk, and we saw the exact same goal in the last game, and it's now 4-1. It is now 4-1, Hulk's 10th goal of the season, and I'm thinking we might need to take a few players off and protect them now. We've got the massive lead. I think we could afford to do so. So I'm thinking, who am I thinking? What am I thinking? I'm thinking maybe Tony Ball at right midfield, because we want to try and see how well he can get a play in this position. Monty Griffith can come off for Jameson, and then we'll take off Hulk as well for Nuristani. We'll make all 3 substitutions on the 56-minute mark, which is probably not the best idea, but I think we've got a little bit to fall back onto now. And I just want to make sure we protect those 3 players, because at the moment they're really changing the game for us. Hulk with his 10 goals in the season, Frank Evans with his 8 assists, and Monty Griffith with his 7 assists. Those 3 players are just basically just destroying all the other teams around us. So we need to give some of these other players a bit more time on the pitch as well. Tony Ball, we did bring him on the last game, and he made a massive error that gave away. But then again, I was looking at the press conference as well, and it was suggested that it wasn't a penalty. I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought he went down before the tackle was made. But yeah, we'll give Tony Ball another chance here to prove what he can do. Tristan Sargent having a fantastic game. He always does, though. The midfield really do click. Sargent, Evans and Yeboah. But Gonzalez in this one having a very good game. Gonzalez is a really good player. We played him as sort of like a rotational, backup player last season. But this year he's getting a bit more football. And it'd be interesting to see how much more he can grow, because he's only a young player. He's got a lot of development still in him. Talking of development, fantastic save there by Callum McDonald. I don't think it'll be too long before McDonald really is the #1 man for Gibraltar. Like I said, Will Britt, who's just been released by Southampton, I believe, is the #1 choice at the moment. He's still only a young player, but he's not playing any first-team football. I have tried to sign him, but he didn't want to come to us because he wants to be full-time. But yeah, I just think that Callum McDonald playing every game is just a bit more effective than Will Britt was going to be. Can we hold out now and keep this 4-1 victory? It seems to be that change in formation and the change in from standard to control is really what's changed the match for us, I think. Joseph back to Gonzalez, who scored the first goal for Europa Point. That great shot. Nuristani. Oh, it's off the post. I'm not sure Nuristani has actually scored for us so far. I don't think he's started a game. He's played a lot of this game off the bench. I think he's actually from Denmark. He's Danish. But yeah, this will be... we're doing well. We are doing well, actually. Like I said, it seems to be very hit and miss. We seem to play one game really well, one game really bad, one game really well, one game really bad. It's a bit of a confusing one, but luckily of recent we've played some bad games, managed still to scrape a 1-0 victory, which is how you win championships. So Jameson now plays it back to Joseph. Is there another goal in this maybe? No, it's been lost. And now we're being caught on the counter-attack. Gio comes forward to Castle. Back to Jamie. Is that Jamie? It's Jame. To Franco. Come on, take it off him. Not that it matters. The 91 minutes are now up. Tristan Sargent, if you clear the ball, there we go. 4-1 victory over St. Joseph's. A match which they were favourites to win. So I'm pretty happy. They were given the favourite status by the game, but I'm not quite sure they were really ever favourites. We're the stronger team out of the two. And that's where it leaves us in the league. 2 points behind Europa FC and 10 points ahead of Lincoln. So we're guaranteed that second spot now, I think. And if we don't win the Rock Cup, if Europa FC go on to win the Rock Cup, then we're guaranteed Europe as well, because the Rock Cup gives you Europa League. But if the winner of the Championship wins the Rock Cup, then the Europa League spot will drop into the league as well. So that could be very helpful for us. So let's get into our last match. I believe it's against Glasses United, but I'll have to double check now. Well, let's go straight to it anyway. And here we have our third and final match of the episode, and it was against Glasses United. As you can see, we're heavy favourites at home. We've made a couple of changes, but I don't think anything that's going to affect the match too much. Of course, they are down in 7th place with about half our amount of points, so this should be an easy match to win. As you see, Europa FC have won another match, so they're back up to 5 points ahead of us. So we need to keep winning to stay in touch with Europa FC, because we don't want to drop more than 3 points behind them and then beat them, because it would be a bit disappointing, really. So let's have a quick look at what I have done. Right, difference-wise, not a lot. We've brought in Barry Green for his first game of the season. He has been injured, like I said, for a very, very long time. He was a really good goalkeeper last season for us. He played quite a few games, so I thought we'd give him another chance here today. Like I said, a bit of an easier opposition, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Joseph back at left-back. Cooper's back in. Liam Joyce to play again. Liam Joyce is a player I really believe in. I want to try and use him a bit more. Then Ashley Riley back at right-back, one of the players we brought in the January window. Monte Griffo keeps out at left, Evans out on the right, Sargent in the middle. Dominguez Alvarez comes back in. He's not played a lot this season. He's only played one game he's had start-wise, but last year he played 20 games for us, so a player we need to use a bit more than, of course, Hulk and Luke up front still. So, let's see what happens. We're going to tackle him hard, apparently, the assistant manager says. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm hoping that Michael Luke really starts to... to build back up again. He was doing fantastic off camera, and then he just seems to have disappeared a little bit. So I'm a little bit disappointed. Hopefully, you watch what will happen. I'll play the one game off camera after this episode, just to get us up to the cup match, and he'll end up scoring a hat-trick or something. That's just the way it's going to happen, isn't it? And let's see how we get on against Glasses United. This should be another easy win. Seems to be once we've scored a goal, we seem to just dominate the game. It's just scoring that first goal. That seems to be the only issue. So let's see if we can get into it. Let's see if we can get an early goal. An early goal will be the key. Glass is currently in control of possession with 53 to 47%. We haven't had a shot yet. They've had one shot. So it's been quite a quiet match. 10 minutes got only one shot. Just shows it's not been the best of games, I suppose. It's going to be a yellow card for one of their players. That's pretty early to get a yellow card. That could... I've not actually seen a red card at all yet on this season. On this, even in the last season as well. They, yeah, there was no yellow cards. So I think it's because we're structured. It seems to make the game go a bit slower. So I'm going to go controlled and fluid like we did in the last game and see if that just spices things up a little bit. Gives us the freedom to go forward and get the chances. We're going to just keep changing all these things that the assistant says. We're half an hour in with not a single highlight yet. It's a bit of a shame. Is it going to be something before half time? Come on. We've had 3 shots now. We've had one on target. They haven't had any on target. So we're still not doing very well possession-wise. They've got 60% of possession. I don't know how they're doing that. Can we, like, retain possession? Or we're not retaining possession. Let's do that. Let's undo that. Maybe that's why. Maybe we're not retaining possession. We're sort of like forcibly giving possession up as much as we can. Don't know why we've got that set on there. It's the assistant manager keeps changing things, keeps coming up in the team meeting saying that I think we should do this for the next game, and it changes all this stuff. When really I probably shouldn't change these things. Because they might work for one game and then they screw you up for the rest of the season. They're now coming forward, Glasses United. Casquero, not the one we've got, of course. Payas plays it forward again, and they're getting chance after chance. We need to get this ball and get it clear. Berak, don't give away the penalty. Great tackle, Steve Cooper. If there's anybody you can depend on, it's good old Steve Cooper. And now we're on the break. Hulk sees the ball through to Michael Luke. Michael Luke did very, very well in his opening career. Gets past the 2 players, gets the ball in. It's Tristan Sargent. It's gone out for a corner. Right, it's good to see we got an attack in there. On the counter-attack as well, which is pretty good. Joseph with the ball in. It's Dominguez Alvarez gets the ball near post, plays it back to Sargent. It's blocked again. Luke. Oh, it's gone out for another corner. We're pounding him now. We need to get the goal. We're really pounding. We need to take the opportunities when we get them. Joseph with another corner. Plays it in again near post, and it's cleared by Callejon. It's back out to Joseph though. And that's the end of the attack. That's a shame. We've got 8 shots now. Only 1 on target. That's not very good. Thing is, Michael Luke has got a 15... Was it 15 finishing? Something like that? So he should be getting more goals. He really should. And I think, again, he's only young, so he needs to develop a lot of his hidden stats. That might be one of the problems. But so let's just say I'm not happy with performance out there assertively. Is that going to fire them up? Oh, it's going to motivate a few of them. That might work. Such a tiny stadium. I can't wait until we get to a point where we can build our own stadium. I've been looking at a few of the people that do these Gibraltar challenges, and some of them are getting to about 2030 before they're building a stadium. And they only got like a 15,000, which is pretty good enough. There's Tristan Sargent again. It's those free kicks from Joseph, those deep free kicks. Seems to be doing quite well. That's the 3rd goal in as many games we've got from one of those free kicks. I'll tell you what, Joseph's assists must be mounting up now. And there it is again. Great run by Tristan Sargent. Lost his marker, beats the keeper there, and taps it into the empty net. And Joseph with another assist. So that's good. Now we're starting to get in control of the match. Now, whenever we score a goal, we tend to go on and do pretty well. So I'm hoping that's going to be the same case here again. Who have we got on the bench? So we've got Carrito, Ball. Maybe Ball on again. Jameson Peachman maybe. Give a chance. I want to try and keep Michael Luke on. I want to try and get him back in the goals. Yeah, maybe a little bit harsh to drop Gonzalez after his goal in the last game. So let's bring Gonzalez in. Maybe for I don't really want to take Sargent off yet. It's a bit of a risk. So we'll take Alvarez off. And do we risk taking off Hulk? I think we'll take off Hulk for Peachman as well. We'll give Peachman a try. He wants to play defensive forward. We can do that. So let's see if that just sort of spices up a little bit. Hulk has been he's been knocking in goals, but not really giving us very good performances. He takes the chances when he gets them, but he's not really been very good across the pitch, shall we say. So let's see if those 2 substitutions do anything, if anything. Even if we can just hold off and get a 0-0 draw, I'll be happy enough. A 0-0 draw? What am I on about? A 1-0 win, that's what I meant to say. This could be good. Our last match of the episode, we drew the first one, disappointing, but we won the last match pretty convincingly, and 1-0 up with only about 10 minutes left. We're going to go to a counter-attacking formation now and probably stay a bit structured just so we don't concede any goals. Not necessarily the best thing to do because you do invite pressure on yourself when you're doing counter-attacking. You invite the pressure on and then you're supposed to break. So while inviting the pressure on, it can become quite dangerous, but when you break, of course, you can really latch onto some space. And it looks like we're going to get the 1-0 victory here. Here's the throw-in. Cleared. Good header there by Montegriffo. Pius plays it back into Albiera to Ronco. But a great tackle by Frank Evans. And there it is. The final whistle. There's a 1-0 victory. And that is going to keep us fighting at the top of the table. I'm going to say well done. It was a difficult match. But we got the win. There we go. 2 points beneath Europa FC. We're 10 points clear of Lincoln Red Imps as well. So we're doing pretty well. So let's have a quick look at the old schedule and see what we've got planned for the next episode. So what I'll probably do is I'll play Man 62 offline. And then I'll come back to you and we will play Glacis United in the League Cup semi-final. We'll play Lynx in the league and then Olympique in the Rock Cup second round. Yeah, I think that'd be a pretty good episode. So I'll play Man 62 offline. We'll come back for those 3 matches. And yeah, hopefully we'll get through both of those cups because we could do with the money and, of course, like I said, the Europa League spot. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. And of course, if you have, then be sure to hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. Makes the video easier to find and obviously makes it grow and that sort of shebang. You will know now by now what goes on. And of course, subscribe for a lot more of this. I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping you are. We're getting close to the end of our second season and we're getting so close to regen date. I don't know when it is, but it must be coming up soon. Maybe even in the next episode. So I hope to see you all there. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you next time.